in the old car because we knew what we had with that, and it was fast and it was good. And so, brand new car here tonight. And I would like to point out that that is a Corvette. If you look at the nose cone of the 1 Junior, it says Corvette right across the front of it. I don't know that it's really a Corvette. I think it's just a super stock car. So down into 1. Ah, my new car! So, on the inside, and we go green again. No laps down, 10 to go. Reed and TC. With Reed getting a great jump, down into 1 they go. And the track's still a little slick. TC almost gets around. He saves it, courtesy of Tim Johnson, who got hard on the binders and did not get into TC. But like I told you, the last time you will see that car straight, and it is already not straight. So Reed, Sweet, TC, then Johnson, Severson, and O'Brien. That is how they run right now. With the Brainerd Bullet, Speedy Dave Reedy, the 21R up front. And digging in his affordable chassis, super stock car. Then it's Derek Sweet, TC, and Tim Johnson. Sweet gets a little hung up there and gets drifted way high. Then Johnson does the same thing. Takes a little to figure it out. Like I said, the setup under these cars, you can't just throw it in and think, oh, that'll work because it worked last time. Every one of these cars is just a little bit different, have their own little personality, and you got to get to know it. Like dating. You know who knows this car really, really well? Is the 21R of Speedy Reedy, because he is gapping. I mean, he is nearly a full straightaway ahead, and we're only 4 laps in. But even Reed gets a big push, climbs the hill, and coming out of 2, way up to the top. Now Sweet does the same thing. He has to get on the brakes to avoid Severson coming up, doing the slide job. Losing a little bit of ground that time was Reed, but still with extremely comfortable lead over Eric TC. Johnson, in 5 short laps, is getting to know his new girlfriend. Wonder if they name their cars. Call it Charlene or something like that. Down to the inside. TC comes down to shut the door. There goes the nose cone on the new car. Oh, and Severson drives right into the outside wall coming out of turn 2. And he gets her corralled down. But I think he might have some problems there as he goes up the hill again, that number 30. And he's trying hard to get down. And indeed, he does have a flat tire. And probably a busted spindle. And maybe more, because he has got all sorts of troubles there in that right front of that number 30 car for Danny Severson. Reed with 2 to go, way up front. Then it's the Sasquatch, TC, and he's a little bent up in the back of the car as well. Then Sweet and O'Brien, the 5 remaining. It'll be 1 to go for the 21R. Former WISSOTA national champion in the 21R there. Another former WISSOTA national champion in the 1 Junior. And I think that concludes all of our WISSOTA national championships in this class anyways, or in this heat. Here we go, Speedy Dave Reedy, the Brainerd Bullet, gets your win here in heat number 1 of your Coors Light Super Stock class. Then Johnson, TC, Sweet, and O'Brien. Name for Jake Hageman coming up a little bit later. So Jake the Snake in the 26, and then it is the Iron Man, Shane Sobraski, starting caboose on the field. And we're green for heat number 2, 10 laps of Coors Light Super Stock class. DK drives in hard up high. Urseth goes way up the hill, and he's going to go from 1st to 5th inside of a quarter of a lap, folks. That is not how you want to start out your super stock heat. DK up front, then Kramer, then Sobraski, Anderson, Urseth, and Getz. DK, Kramer, and Sobraski again, your top 3, and those 3 guys are kind of setting sail up front. The 2 guys holding off the 7A, which is a tall order in the Super, and really in any class, but little debris on the track there coming off of Kramer's car, I would suspect, as it's green. Caution on the track. And we'll go down and get that stuff picked up. You do not want to mess. And Urseth, with 7 to go, bringing him down to the green. DK, Dexton Cook. Good launch for him. Sabraski will be up on the high side. Kramer on the low side. And Urseth gets hard on the brakes and into the outside wall. Just kiss that outside wall. Number 1. Bringing him down to the green yet again. Jonesy looking him over and says, it's time to go green now. Kramer on the inside of Sabraski. Throws it in. Sabraski closes the door, and Urseth again goes up the hill. And I think it's just not turning on him. Something definitely wrong with that 50 car. Back on the other side of the track, it is DK holding off the 7A. That sounds like a little bit like poetry there. The DK and the 7A, 1 and 2. The 68 getting a little aggressive coming out of 2. Getting a little three-wheeler action going on as he lifts that front left in that third plate, the number 68, Anderson. And gets. It's like ballet when they come in that close and they all whip it at the same time. It's so pretty. If you're a lover of stock car racing on dirt, there's nothing better than 3 cars, 3 wide, side by side in the same exact drift. Right there, DK holding him off. 4 to go now. Sabraski down low. You saw him do it just a little while ago in his B-Mod with Danny Vang. He went door to door for about 8 laps. This time, it'll be about 5 or 6. DK not letting him get away, and it's still Cook leading that lap. With the momentum coming around the top, it's shorter around the bottom, but you get the momentum coming around the top, and that's exactly what Cook is doing. Not sure if he's going to hold it off now as Sabraski clears him going into 3. Dexton tries to go all high-low and does not have the momentum to do it as Sabraski, your new leader in the 7A car. Dexton Cook second and Kramer third, and they are coming to 1 lap to go in the West Metro Buick GMC Express ATM Services Super Stock of Shane Sabraski. He leads him around with 1 to go. DK in the 78K. And he is sponsored by Express ATM Services, Gator Truck Center, Andy's Towing, Diggers Incorporated, Kim's Cleaning Service, Raleigh's Rednecks and Longnecks, MTD Excavating, Adams Automotive Racing Engines. He's out of Rice as well. Remember, Severson's got some money to give away. Coming down to the green flag right here, Kramer and Sweet driving him down into turn number 1. Kramer on the low side, Sweet on the high side. Sweet's in the marbles. A little kiss off the wall right there, but he maintains that second spot. TC down low, Reed up high, then Cook, then the bent up already Timmy Johnson in the 1 junior. Reed got up high and got the short stick there as he went backwards in a hurry. Anderson, Sabraski, and Getz battling it out further back in the pack, trying to sort things out. Cook up on the high side of Reed. That is the battle for 6th spot as Reed takes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th spot in the 21R. As they go by, that would be lap number 2. It was Seth up front and Gap in the field, then Sweet, TC. Oh, and look at Timmy Johnson throw it down into turn number 3. Unable to make the pass on Eric the Great, but he is right there, and Eric is thinking about him. Oh, and now he puts a bumper on TC, and TC slowed down the backstretch, and something wrong with that car. And he is really slow coming around 3 and 4, and now checking everybody up behind him. And Tom Anderson's car gets destroyed as the caution comes out. Urseth into the back of him. O'Brien able to miss the on the scoreboard. So don't pay attention to that. Look at Jonesy the flagman. Kramer down low, Johnson up high, and they open up the door for 3 cars. They're 3 deep to the inside of the 1 junior going down the backstretch. Cook, Sweet, and Reed all battle it out, and they're 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Reed down low, Sweet in the middle, Cook up high, Sabraski with the best seat in the house. Sweet gets all crossed up. When you're sideways, you are not going forward, and it is not fast, and that's why Speedy Reedy goes by the 89 car. Sobraski, the next guy to set his sights on the 89. It is Kramer up front. Johnson, and look at them all accordion further back. Severson gets up high, and him and O'Brien tangle just a little bit, and that is way back, battling it out for the supremacy of the caboose. Kramer driving a phenomenal night of racing here, and he's had some bad luck a couple weeks in a row at some other tracks and even here. And so Seth to be running up front's got to be excited. Kramer, Johnson, Cook, Sobraski working his way up into the 4th spot in the 7A machine. Timmy, keep in mind, is one position, and Severson gets into the tire and he's stopped right in the middle of 1 and 2. And that was, we don't want upside down. That's a Dr. Seuss line, inside, outside, upside down. Going green again, 13 to go. Johnson looking on the outside. And hard down into 1. He's going to hold it, drift it up. He's going to hold it and take on the hard side of the track over the lead from Seth Kramer. Sobraski went to the easy side of the track, and he's going to take over 3rd spot from Cook. Speedy Reedy is in a battle for 5th spot, with Derek Sweet, the 89. Bouncing off the cushion. So going for the trifecta. I don't want to jinx it, but 11 laps to go now for the 1 junior, and he will have pulled down into the victory lane in all 3 of his classes. Sobraski still says, we got 10 laps to go. I'm going to give it a whirl as he moves up into the 2nd spot. Kramer puts just a little bit of a bumper on him. That was just rubbing right there. 2 guys fighting for the same piece of real estate. Johnson, Sobraski, Kramer is the new reset as they start lap number 10. Cook, the DK, and then Reedy, Speedy Reedy in the 5th spot. Then Sweet, then the Snake, Jake Getz. Severson and O'Brien round out the field. Look at the gap now between the 1 and the 7. About 8 laps, or 8 car lengths. Great pass. Speedy Reedy went up high in the beginning of 3 and then just dove to the inside of the 78. And then the 2 tangle together, and that's going to do neither one of them any good, as Reed with a brilliant pass down low. Cook trying to respawn now, but Speedy Reedy up into the 4th spot behind the 68 of Kramer. Is the gap shrinking? I'm not so sure the gap is shrinking between 1st and 2nd spot. 7 laps to go. The Sasquatch. Sobraski, Kramer, and those top 3, really top 4, are all separated pretty equally. If you look on the backstretch, the 1 to 7, the 7 to the 68, and the 68 to the 21, all pretty equal. All 3 of them, all 4 of them, pretty comfortable in their spots. DK in 5th, 5 to go. Maybe a car length less that time between the 1 and the 7. 4 to go. The 7 looking for a caution. Getz gets into DK just a little bit, and that slows him. Coming down, 3 to go. This time by, and the gap shrinking a little bit more. 4 car lengths between them now. And the 7 pulling away from the 68 and closing in on the 1. 2, maybe 3 car lengths now. 2 laps to go. There might be some drama here after all in this Coors Light Superstock class. Timmy Johnson going for the hat trick on the night. Sobraski, is that 2, 2.5, maybe 3? 1 to go, folks. Cub Foods night. Baxter and Pillager on hand to witness this Superstock Coors Light Superstock class. 1 car length now between them. Sobraski really closing in, but it'll have to be checkers or wreckers going into 3 and coming out of 4. Passing around turn 4. The Sasquatch with the hat trick gets it done tonight. Sobraski falls just about a half a car length short. Kramer with a great drive for 3rd. Reed gets the 4th spot. and DK comes home 5th. Great race by both of those guys.
Wow.
So the Wollick Construction, Crow Wing Recycling, Lakes Area Advertiser, American Steel, Schlegel Trucking, super stock, brand new car, first night, getting the tires dirty on actual clay, and it pulls into the Coors Light super stock. Why haven't you been racing it the whole season, Timmy?
Wow, that was amazing. I don't think that was a really good race.
That was both guys. Timmy had the lead. Shane closed it down. Even Seth Kramer with a great drive. Fun to watch.
Yo, Dave Reed passed.
Dave Reed going back and forth. He'd get punted to the high side and then come back.
Woo!
Timmy Johnson, that's the hat trick, buddy.
That's a big